Welcome, guys, to another podcast. In this podcast, we're going to talk about the talent between the US market and the outside market and which one we prefer and kind of where we see the trend going. So, welcome, guys, to another podcast.
Thank you, bro.
How you guys feeling?
I feel great, bro. I mean, especially talking about this right after we came back from Guatemala. I feel like I've got so many fresh ideas and thoughts on the topic.
And what are your thoughts?
I mean, overall, obviously the premium talent is here, but like the price to return ratio sometimes does not make sense because yes, you can hire someone in the US that can do a lot more than someone overseas can. And that's a maybe, you know what I mean? Like some people overseas can do more. The pay difference, I can hire 10 people overseas to do the job of one person here, pay less, and have my team be less stressed, more motivated, focused on a singular task. Because here, when we send out the job applications, it's like 1,000 bullet points of what they got to do. Over there, it's like just focus on these three things, become an amazing master at these, and then that's it. And that's why I really like it overseas. The culture, you can embed so much into like a positive environment. Overseas they're much more grateful. Even upgrading their internet at the office is a big like thing. Over here they're like, oh, I'm used to having unlimited internet, things like that. I mean, these are just like top of mind.
For me, it's really the value because, like, to me, it comes down to value. And that's the way I like to explain it because we were always against hiring people like outside of
100%.
the US. Like, it was always like, they got to be local. Like, we kind of believe in having like a local team. But then the value did kind of start overweighing the true pay that we're giving them. Because you pay someone here 5K, and even 5K is not that much anymore.
Yeah.
You know, even with that, they're like, I need more. And the value is like, okay, but dude, in Egypt, like they're what, 500, maybe 1,000. In Guatemala, they're like 1,200. And it comes down to the value. Like, are they really 20% the value of someone here when it comes to the pay? Usually they're not. That's why like my number is like, okay, maybe they're not 100% of the US skill set, which I don't think is usually the case either. But if they're 80% of the US skill set and you can hire 3 for the same price, you just got to 240% in same value.
Yeah.
And that's why like I like to look at it. And that's like just like talking about Guatemala. Like it's just crazy to me that you can have really good talent in Egypt for $500, $600.
And there's even cheaper outside Egypt too. But Anna, for me, the biggest thing I feel like is the fact that, yes, the value, but the fact that you can hire, like even when you want to get someone who's like a fucking beast, bro. Like I'm talking about, like, for example, when it comes to editing, if you want someone who's like a killer, literally, it's going to cost you what, 2K? If you put that price here for an editor that, for example, edits for Peter McKinnon or someone like that, he would charge at least 12 for 13K.
100%.
And I don't think he would still be as good as the other one. You know what I mean? Because over there, because the competition is really, really high. Here, you get good because you're passionate about it. Over there, you don't get good because of that. You get good because you have to get good if you actually want to support your family and do this and do it. And once you see the outside and the amount of pay, because again, there is no way someone in Egypt would hire him for that much. You know? So he started focusing on the outside market, and he learns the outside marketing more than the people that's outside because he want to excel in that. He want to be better than the people that's here in the US. So every hire I hired from Egypt that works with the American market is always better than the people that works for the American market. You know what I mean? Because he has to study that shit to be able to like surpass the people that's already here.
And I think 2K a month is like a premium.
That's crazy.
3K a month is like a mega premium. It's like hiring someone here and giving them a $400,000 salary. Is like the equivalent of how I see it. Because I mean, the conversion rate based on the currencies overseas, like if you're paying someone 3K or 2K or even 1,500, sometimes maybe even less, they went to the best schools in that country, and those schools are importing English teachers from the United States, from Australia, from New Zealand, wherever it may be. And they speak proper English. Like, it's not like they're speaking horrible broken English or no English at all. It's like they are fluent in the language that you need them to be fluent in, and they're willing to work US hours, which is unbelievable to me. I mean, we've got people working till like night shift pretty much, but to them it's like perfect because like they get to spend all day with their family and friends.
I got luckier even because the people that I hired from Egypt, a couple of them is actually people that lived in Tampa all their lives and they moved there. So it's not they just speak perfect English, it's not they are just cheap on top of all that, they are super familiar with the
Yeah,
Tampa
they know the
market.
whole
They know
thing,
places
yeah.
that I don't even know. You know what I mean? And
He's
because they
getting,
have
he's getting
lived there.
restaurant recommendations.
Literally, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like sometimes they'll be like, oh, have you checked this place out? Maybe they need marketing. I'll be like, I don't even know that place. And they'll be like, oh, actually, that's where I used to get my nails done. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go check them out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's the top of the line. But the problem also is very hard to find the talent, and it takes you way longer.
In Egypt or like
It
anywhere.
takes you way longer. I'm talking about even, for example, like I did Middle East, not just Egypt, right? The problem it comes with the communication, client facing. That's huge. So, for example, like with the
Yeah.
editing, most of you guys work as client facing, right? Most of my work is actually you need to understand what you're doing to be able to edit it to the right feel, right? Because it's not. I'm a big like I fire so many people just because their edit is amazing. They are great technical skills, but zero not understanding. They even understand, but editing is a vibe.
It is.
If you're talking about something sad, put me a sad music. Don't give me something like hyped
But
up music.
those
you know?
people can be here too, bro. Like people don't know how to sometimes tell the story through editing.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with them being in Egypt.
I feel it does. Like
I don't
a
think
lot
so,
of time
bro.
they don't even understand. For example, like let's say you said Grant Cardone, you said this person. They don't even know who these people are. You know what
I
I mean?
know
They
that,
don't know
but you
what
can
makes
look that
them
up.
big, what makes and editing it matters a lot because editing is, for example, showing. The editing is supposed to be showing, not telling. For example, when you put a text animation for the word Grant Cardone, that's not acceptable in my company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no, if he said Grant Cardone, you put a video of him. If he said Axel Mozi, you put a video of him. If he said click the link in my bio, you go grab the link in his bio and you put it. So you have to have a full understanding of what's going on and what is the purpose of the video. What are we trying to accomplish here? You know what I mean? And we're not just editing to edit.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing about that too is so hard to find that talent that not just good with technical. No, he knows how to drive the feeling. For example, one of the people that I love their edits, even though it's so simple, it literally, if I teach you guys how to edit, you guys can edit as good as he is in 2 days, but I'm not gonna mention his name. But for example, like he works with very big people. You can mute that part. But for example, Rafael Vargas,
Yeah.
like the editor for him, like bro, it's super simple, black and
It
white
is
and some
simple.
fucking animation, but it's so simple, but it's delivering the right feeling.
Yeah.
You
I
know what I
feel you.
mean? And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be like all crazy, but it's so hard to find that talent back there because everyone applies once they see dollars, once they see like, oh, American company, everyone, and the sorting process is so hard. No matter how many questions you put in the applications, no matter what, and the interviews take way too long, and the testing and everything like that. But once you landed that one, it's worth it. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like you can hire people to vet that, bro. Because like they have those issues here, bro. Like when Apple releases a job, bro, they get like thousands of applicants. It's the same issue, and they're all from here.
Yeah.
You got swift through it and see who's like a good like prospect or not. But my thing with the foreign companies and like the foreign employees actually is the fact that they actually like truly care about what they're doing and they don't feel like they can just find another job like this. So they're dedicated. While here, people take like a mental day off today and then they're like, oh, I don't even feel like showing up tomorrow, or like I don't even care if they're not happy with my work because I'll just go find another job. They always feel like they can find another job.
Especially the younger people. I feel like the people like that are just getting out of college, XYZ, like they are bouncing from job to job, from
hopping,
city
yeah.
to city, from
We
thing
see
to
it in
thing.
resumes, bro. 6
100%.
months, 2 months.
And that's like the biggest red flag for me here. Like we're doing interviews and let's say we're looking for a position client facing. So obviously we want to bring someone on here and they're jumping from job to job every 6 months. I'm like, I don't want to hire you for
Yeah.
6 months.
I
You know
know.
what I mean?
It takes 6 months to like train them. bro.
Exactly. So by the time they're trained,
Yeah.
like they want to look for something else.
I
It's
know.
like, and it's so easy to apply for jobs here because of all the tech that over there, it's like, dude, I got connected with an American company. They're going to stay in business
Yeah.
10 years from now. They're not going to go work at their uncle's like cashew shop. You know what I
Yeah, bro.
mean? Like, it's
But
different.
But I feel like it's also way harder to manage them though. I don't know if you guys have the same problem. Me personally, I feel like I don't know if that's lack of systems or something that on my end, but I feel like it's way harder to manage them.
Depends on the people, bro. Like we're talking about this in Guatemala. Like initially, we're like, we need a manager over there, bro. I feel like they manage themselves.
Yeah.
Like they're just like so fluent in their like kind of like ecosystem that they kind of help each other. They ask them questions. They always like reach out to us as well if it's like something HR and stuff like that. But really, like they don't need a manager.
They
They
kinda-
need someone to maybe kind of assist with the work, but that's it.
I feel like they also pick their leader. Like we experienced that in
True.
our office. Like you can think like, oh yeah, it's hard to manage them. Let me get a manager over there. But like I feel like they kind of pick their leader, especially if you put them in the same environment. Like I'll give you an example with our Guatemala team. Guatemala obviously has like good areas and bad areas. We decided let's get an office in one of the best areas and we paid more for the office than what we wanted,
Yeah.
just because it was such a nice office, and we felt that the positive energy was gonna be like emulated through the team. And bro, going to that office, like they're all like family, like
Yeah.
they're super tight, and they picked their leaders. They decide who, okay, like this is the person I go to for questions. So even though we're on the same position, like this is my manager. You know what I mean?
100%.
So
I love our team, bro.
yeah, me
In
too.
Guatemala. Like, we walked into their office, they're just happy as fuck to see us. They're just like appreciative. Even this one girl, like she didn't have any experience, and on an interview, she was like, "If you guys hire me, like I'll commit everything. Like I'll prove to you that I'm dedicated." And she is one of our top like media buyers up there.
Yeah.
She like grew the most from everyone.
Really?
And I think people like take these like moments and they really want to show off and like show you what they can do. While here, like I even hear from like others where like new people join a company and they just don't give a shit. Like they're like, I'm hired, like I'm good. You
5
know?
p.m. hits the clock
They
in
don't
their
care.
car.
Yeah.
They don't care, bro. And things like here, they're always like looking for like raises. They're looking for like more time off. They're looking for this. They're looking for that. I don't know. If they're like, I feel like the fact that like their options are like very limited, they just appreciate
Yeah.
even having a job. I don't know.
I
But
don't
didn't
think
even think about it's about there. I think it's something also embedded in them in the culture.
100%.
too, you
It's
know
all
what I mean?
culture, bro.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we have these values of like, oh yeah, you don't bite the hand that fed you, you blah blah blah. Like it means a lot to them. Loyalty means a lot to them, and like you said, it's like a family. You know, like for example, like when someone like falls, someone like always help them, someone always give them advice. Even if you see like the people that come here, like how many again Spanish people or Hispanic
Yeah.
people or Arab people that come here. Because they have this same work ethic or that they have to work so hard to make their money, even though money is easier to make here, but they still work still as hard.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So even the people that you hire here, I'm not gonna say non-Americans, but the people that grew up outside, they come here with those values, and they even super easy to excel. Like I remember the first job I got, even though I've never had a work in my life, but I know that work is working hard.
Yeah.
So even though I never had a job in my life, the first job I got, which is a valet, I got promoted after 2 months.
yeah.
Like to supervisor, and then like almost a regional supervisor. Like I was like the fastest to grow because I'm super consistent. The manager knows she can depend on me because I'm super consistent. I'm never coming late. I'm always my dress on point because in my head that's how work is.
Yeah.
Everyone else, like how hard is it to put fucking black socks on, bro? Because that's the uniform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone else comes with the white socks and the manager have to bolt them over.
Yeah, I
Hey, this
feel
doesn't
you.
match the hospital, blah blah blah. Well, I'm coming because I know that's what needs to be done. I do
Yeah.
it. It's very simple, you know. This is what you need to do. This is what
No,
you
we
need
do
to do.
follow rules, bro.
Yeah.
We gave this one guy in Egypt like the SOPs, and he followed it like to the
To the T.
It was kind of freaky. It was kind of like weird. I mean, the SOP was really good.
It was.
But I watched, like he was supposed to send videos, and I typed out what to say if then what, right?
Yeah.
And he said it word for word, literally the very next day,
Yeah.
and he sounded just like me. That it even made me uncomfortable. I had to close down that video.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things I think is like a drawback, but a benefit if you use it the right way. They're not like they're not gonna think outside the box, but goddamn, they'll do what's in the box.
Yeah.
So like if you give them the right box, they do so well, and I think that's your duty in order to squeeze the lemon as much as possible as like a CEO, as a COO, as a business owner, whatever it may be, to give them the right structure.
Yeah.
So you can't expect to hire someone overseas and them to automatically understand the way that we do things here in the US. But like on another topic that I think is much more important is initially our biggest concern with hiring overseas is would the client see less value in what we are providing? And dude, like it's a valid concern. The clients care about one thing, they care about results.
Yeah.
Like if you get them results, they don't care if the person is on like Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
And if they have someone in the US they can talk to, like a reputable person, that's all they really care about, right? As long as the client doesn't have to optimize to them and they optimize to the
Yeah.
client, it makes sense.
That is true. And I think you can find like client-facing people in these foreign countries too. Like you have quite a few, bro. You know, and we potentially have a few as well in these different locations. So I mean, even to that point, like you could have people out there that are client-facing here. You know, like even like Airbnb, like most of their like customer support is in Europe.
Yeah.
When I call them, they're like always answering. And like even though it's not in America, I think they have one of the best customer support out there.
Yep.
Yeah, what I was telling you guys earlier about the person that lived in America, that was so helpful because some clients be worried about that, right? Once they know both of us are from Egypt, they were like, "Oh, so are you located in Egypt?" And she'd be like, "No, I'm located in Tampa, right next to Water Street and blah blah blah." And people would be like, "Oh, okay, so she's from here. She knows her shit." You know what I mean? Even though
Yeah.
she lives there.
That's
Just
actually
because
funny
you're
as
familiar
hell.
with the area. And even when she asks him, like, "Where are you from? Or where is your office located?" He tells him Kennedy, and she'd be like, "Oh, right next to this or right next to that." And
That's
people would be
dope.
like, "Yeah, we do that on purpose, though, you know, just because people have this." But you're right, because for example, like most of the people that, like, even I have one client, for example, who left. And they just came back like literally a week ago, and they were like, "Hey, Raw, like we shot the content with someone else, but we just want you guys to edit it." You know what I mean? So even though there are other companies doing the shooting here, but the editing is way better for us because it's a higher talent. So they don't
Yeah.
care if it's Egyptian or no, as long as it's gonna
100%.
be better and drive more results. You know?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Bro, with Raw's like accent, the person in Egypt, they think they're here and they think Raw's in Egypt.
Yeah, real talk.
I think that helps a lot too because they see like, okay, they know I'm here in Tampa and they know that I have an accent. So even if one of my team has an accent or something,
Yeah,
they
for
really
real.
don't care.
They
They
put the
think
bar
it's-
down low.
Yeah, like literally, I put the standards way too low, so they were like, all right.
I mean, it makes sense, dude. Like as a business, your job is to stay in business, and sometimes, like, if it's cheaper to do something overseas, like, you got to do that. You know, like,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense that a lot of clothing companies have their manufacturing in China
Yeah.
and things like that. Like, it makes sense.
And you're
It's
doing these
cheaper.
people the favor too.
Yeah.
Because they would never get paid as much. Like, and you're rewarding the people that has the highest skills too. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like it's fair for both. Like, even the person out there, yes, is he getting paid lower than someone here? Yes, but at the same time, you're getting paid way more than everyone
over
over there. You know what I mean? So if you actually get your skills up, guess what? American companies gonna come and steal you. And that's
Yeah.
where the problem happens.
True.
Because a lot of the editors that we have, we get their skill set really high up, and then they end up going. And because now their skill set is higher,
I
and they
get it.
go for looking for a higher pay.
get it.
You know what I mean? So they start pitching people from here. You know
What's
what I mean?
the average pay in Egypt?
It all depends on what's your skills. Like
Like
there's-
say like the decent pay, because I would say the decent pay here. I don't go on the average online because they always like say like 2K.
The
Like
average
no
is
one can
around-
survive off of that.
Yeah.
How much do you need to survive, like live good?
to survive, to live good,
To live good, like you can have your apartment, car, whatever.
around 1,000.
Okay, and that's like you're good.
That's good. Not living like freely, not living like you can't go take a vacation.
Yeah.
But guess what? You're taking care of you and your family. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
But not to the vacation point. You know, I wouldn't
Okay.
say like to a vacation point. You
So
know?
what would you compare that to here in the US? Like 7K a month, 5K a month, 10K a month?
5K a month.
5K a month is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
1,000 there. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, like
Yeah.
you're getting 80% off the talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I feel.
But Egypt is one of the cheapest countries
It is.
ever. Is only
is.
because of what happened and the political reasons. That's why I'm here
Mm-hmm.
because of what's happening. Like the dollar, bro. Like it's called.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call it in English. Like it's يعني تعويم بالإنجليزي.
Bro, I don't even know what that means.
Like what happened in Lebanon, the same thing when the
Oh,
currency takes a
inflation.
hold-
Inflation.
It's not inflation, but
It
no.
is.
Crash?
Yeah,
It
it's
is
like the
inflation.
currency like actually take a deep hit.
Yeah, it went to
you know what I
shit.
mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so it wasn't like that. Like when we came here, the Egyptian pound against the dollar, it was 1 against 7. Now it's 1 against 50. So that's like huge difference.
Dog, don't look
you know
at
what I
me.
mean?
I'm from Lebanon. Ours
Yeah,
went
no, I
worse.
know, I know. I
Ours
know,
was
but-
$1 for 1,500
Yeah,
Lebanese, and
yeah.
now it's freaking 100,000.
What's like a decent amount in Lebanon? Would you say like 1,000 as well?
Honestly,
like,
I
live
don't
good.
even know. I don't even know what
Probably
it's like
is.
right now because like things fluctuate all the time. So obviously you cannot pay with like Lebanese currency anymore because like you want to go buy a loaf of bread, you're gonna pull up with like
$2 million.
$10 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Lebanese.
So 10 million Lebanese pounds or whatever. I don't know. So I mean, point is like really it does come down to where they live because some areas are completely different than others.
Yeah.
And I would say in Lebanon, like to give you some context, like school teachers are getting like $300 a month, $400 a
Yeah.
month. But obviously school teacher is not like a
Yeah.
insane job.
Yeah.
I would say probably the same as
Same,
Egypt.
yeah.
Like if you make 1,000, like you're pretty up there,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit less. But regardless, like especially like in Lebanon, the majority of people speak French, Arabic, English, right? So
Yeah.
like they have like the ability to think like outside the box to a certain extent that I think like there's so many different benefits from each country. And plus, I think it makes the company here in the US look a little bit more reputable, personally. Like, it makes me feel like, oh, this is a global company. This is not a local small business,
Yeah.
right? At least that's the way I see it. So, like, when
agree.
people ask me, like, how big's your team? And I tell them, like, 30 people. I didn't tell them it's 30 people here, 30 people there, 30 people anywhere. I mean, it makes the company look more reputable.
It does.
Yeah.
I just like it because you can diversify too. Like some shit happens in the U.S., you still got the Guatemalan team. Some shit happens over there, you got the Egyptian team. Like you can move things around, and like if after you have a system built out, you can easily like bring people on.
Yeah.
Say like something happens like in Egypt, I can bring on people in Guatemala.
Yeah.
Because there's like an office, there's like system, right? In the U.S. too, like shit can happen here. Like people can freaking, I don't know, the market can crash and people go ballistic and no one wants to work. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like having like a team outside just because it gives us also like different perspectives, and you can use that culture's strength within your business. Like if that strength is like very technical, obviously everyone knows like India, like they're very techy, probably like higher than here maybe. But then, you know, like in Egypt, they're very like to the point. Like you need someone that can follow systems and do this. Why are you shaking your head?
No, I'm just saying because you said like certain things that I'm like, bro, there's two videographers and photographers. I'm not even joking. I know if they are here in America, we literally can take over the whole fashion space in America, like
I feel you.
easily, bro.
Buy them tickets.
Unfortunately, again, two things. They don't speak any English. That's number one, and that would never work because they are the one who like actually like help the model like how to do what to do and
Right.
what not to do and stuff like that and the planning and stuff. And the second thing, how hard is it to come to America?
Right.
Bro, that's insane. Like I don't understand. But you said that and I'm like, and there's one wedding photographer, bro. I swear to God, bro, if they come here, like literally, bro, it's so easy to take over here because the talent so low, so low. 1,000 people with cameras, none of them is good.
People are comfortable here.
None of them
Yeah.
are good, bro. And it's so easy to learn here. That's a hard part too. Like in Egypt, it's so hard to find a good source to learn from because not a lot of people doing YouTube, not blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Here, it's so easy to learn anything you want because there is 1,000 sources out there. You know what I mean? I have a lot of friends who want to learn editing, and they're like, unfortunately, like all the videos that we see is in English, and we didn't know English. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So they actually go and take the extra step. They literally like watch the video and they just do what he's doing without even understanding what is going on. What is they pressing on? You know what I mean? He just presses this button, so I'm gonna press this button. So sometimes, for example, if the video was taken 2 years ago and the app looks different now because it got updated, they don't know where to
They
go
know
to get
'cause
that
they're
same
just-
button because
Oh
they're
my
looking
God.
for the letters. You know what I
I
mean?
love it.
But the amount of extra steps that they need to take
Yeah.
to be able to learn the same, to be just average like here, it's insane. But once you said that, bro, that hit me. Like I was like, oh my God, if I have these people here, I'm gonna be scared in my position. I think I'm gonna be working 10 times more just to be able to stay in the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally.
I mean, on top of that, I think the thing that makes it really cool is how grateful people are. Like one of our good friends in Guatemala said this to us, and me and Amel were like kind of like confused because like obviously like we know that we did well, like we give them good salary, we take care of them, we do all these things. We gave them an office in the most secure zone, things like that. We were talking to him and we were like, dude, like they're so positive. He was like, yeah, of course they're positive. You changed their life. And that like hit me, dude. Like
Yeah.
that took me for like I went quiet for like a couple minutes because I was like, damn. Like we really did. Like we have some of our team members that live so far away from the office
Yeah.
that drive 2-3 hours a day just to get to the
Damn.
office because of how amazing it is, the experience that we're building there. Because when you bring an American company structure to a country where it's like very like, oh, I'll do this and you'll
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that
yeah.
and
Yeah.
whatever, dude, they feel the difference. And with you feel the difference on how grateful they are. And I think that for me is my favorite thing personally. Because like, yeah, saving costs is good. Yes, like
Yeah.
hiring more people is good. But like, I feel like having a positive team culture is like something you cannot buy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They're so positive there. Like I was like about to pull up there, just
yeah,
move. and
Amel
work from that
was like the
office.
happiest he's ever been.
I was brushing up on my Spanish too.
yeah.
Because the lowest thing goes a long way with them, and the wonders is that they do all this, especially for my industry, bro. They're doing all this with computers. Like I cannot imagine working on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
their computers, like I don't even know how the Premiere that doesn't fucking crash the whole computer. When I see their specs, I'm like, how are you editing on this? You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I focused on is okay, let me get you guys computers, let me get you this, let me get you that, so you guys can actually produce higher. You know?
Yeah.
But also you face a lot of problems. You know what I
Like
mean? Like
what,
in
the
Egypt, for
internet?
example,
Like
the
the
internet, for
internet?
example, like Egypt, for example, like to upload the 4K footage, like I would be like, are you guys done with the video? They send me the video on low res, and I'm like, all right, can we upload it so I can send it to the client today? And they would be like, send me a screenshot of like the uploading time, 16 hours. And I'm like, okay, this
Yeah.
is something I cannot control. And that's when it comes tricky.
Yeah.
How can you tell to a client that, hey, I'm so sorry that videos are going to be late a week because it's holidays over there?
You
or
just gotta
hey guys,
pre-plan it, bro.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but it's kind of sometimes it's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
get
tough.
it.
Sometimes okay, the clients want to run this ads really quick, blah
get
blah
it.
blah. Sometimes, for example, like it comes even like to the client communication. Like for example, we'll be on a call and the whole electricity will come out. So out of nowhere, you see no internet, no blah blah blah. You're on the sales call, and the thing is like this is when it comes tricky. So as there's good things, there's bad things, but the bad things are manageable if you're actually like. For
Yeah.
example, like certain things you can manage and certain things you can't. For example, in Egypt, they have schedule for when the electricity is gonna go out.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
don't book the
Exactly,
meetings
that's what I'm
then,
saying.
bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I started doing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of still tough. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like she's out in that hour because like the
Yeah.
electricity is not
Why you
working.
blocked at 2 p.m. every day?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, other than that, I think it's a great positive. Is it like a lot to do and to deal with? Yes, especially when you have different teams from different places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like it's good when you have that team do like a different department. Like the
different
Egyptian team
task.
is kind of like sales. So like
Yeah.
I don't have to like kind of worry about sales here and there. Well, over here it's like marketing,
yeah,
We're gonna test it with like adding marketing into Egypt
yeah.
as well.
Marketing in Egypt is good.
But like I'll see how that goes.
Have you seen
I feel like
this,
that helps us.
Have you seen this video of the spider guy?
Bro.
You didn't know that one? Tiri, tiri, tiri.
Tiri, tiri, tiri.
Egyptians actually, I think they are great marketers because you gotta understand something too. Egypt is like the hub of media in the Middle East.
Yeah.
So there is no country in the Middle East that does.
What's he
What?
talking about?
I don't know. I'm just
What?
agreeing.
What are you talking
disagree?
about?
You said you disagree?
I said I'm just agreeing. I don't know, bro.
No. So Egypt is the only country, for example, the first country that produced movies in the Middle East.
Have you
the
seen the
first cinema
Lebanese Tarzan,
was
bro?
Egypt.
Yes, sir. You
Was
never-
Egypt. All the movies that came to the Middle East, like
Bro,
like,
nobody watches Egyptian movies. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Look, his mom when she came here, she knows every single Egyptian actor because that's what she watched all her life. She
I'm
knows,
talking about 2024, not
but
1987.
what I'm saying is Egypt is so advanced when it comes to this stuff. Like even like Dubai and all these people, if you look, it's funny when you go there because like most of the people that's having the highest positions in every like art director and stuff like that usually are Egyptians.
Yeah.
Because they are the most creative. Because we grew up learning this stuff. We grew up
Yeah.
like watching movies, watching media, watching that stuff. So we very excel at this point a lot compared to everyone
They were
else.
doing
around.
it while they were building the pyramids, bro.
But Lebanese actually super known to be a very good businessman. Like that's one of the things like my dad always tells me because my dad was in business. He's
Don't
always
trust
says,
them fuckers, bro.
But it's they're very popular for that. They're very
Sure.
popular to be very good businessmen, very good connectors and stuff like that. That's one thing that the Lebanese
Yeah.
very known for. So every country has its own like
They do.
thing. Yeah, like for example, Egypt, as I said, media, movies, all that stuff, that's our thing, even songs, all that stuff. Like, it's so surprising. I love when I do it, when I see it. I meet his dad, I meet his mom. They know every Egyptian, more people that I didn't know.
Yeah.
When my wife is Moroccan, and when her grandmother came here, she knows people that I didn't even know because she grew up watching them,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think that marketing actually will excel Guatemala's team, but let me just
Bro, we can't be launching Spider-Man like ads
Live-
around here, bro.
let me
It
go-
works in the Middle East.
Bro, you guys did way worse. Amar, if you can find that one ad, bro, and they were like doing
Yeah,
Gentech
but you still
marketing,
remember it.
Gentech marketing, Gentech
Still
marketing.
remember it.
I'm actually gonna add this.
Bro,
to the
he's looking
podcast.
at you like, please don't make me do this.
But yeah, I'm hopefully we're gonna get you guys a marketing team in Egypt and see. how it's
Personally,
gonna
to me,
perform.
what I think separates them is the level of education. Like here, bro, it's so easy to pass like middle school, high school, like even college. Like I never studied, bro, and like I used to get like A's. Like I
Straight.
know like you got like straight A's as well. You did
Yeah.
too, bro. Like schooling over there is like hard, bro.
Yeah, that's
you used to
different.
gotta stand up in the middle of the class. You get called out. They ask you the question. Either you know it or you don't, and you fail if you don't. Like it's not like multiple choice.
What did you
like
guys
12
do when you guys
questions.
don't answer?
When
What
we
was the
don't
punishment
answer?
you guys get? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Back in the day, you get an ass whooping.
So you guys did you do
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
back in the day.
I got a couple of those.
Bro, I have so many. I think that's why I'm very good like with school because I can't take that shit, bro. Like
Ass
imagine like no, literally the
know.
punishment sometimes is like we call it asaya, which means
Yup.
Put your
The thin
hands out,
stick?
bro.
bro, I'm talking about 40 and 50, bro. Like my hands, like you cannot. And the thing is, if you miss it, bro. If you miss it, you have to do it backwards. So like he's giving it, you are here, but if you miss one and you do this, so it even teach you to be fucking strong and fucking brave, bro. Imagine doing that here, bro.
I know,
Yeah.
Like
bro.
when I
You
used
go to
to, bro,
Hire people overseas because they get their ass whooped in school.
Yeah, bro.
I'm serious, bro. Like, bro, I remember, bro, like one time there was that one teacher, bro, like I literally missed it. And I was very good with school. So like he didn't want to like go to the extreme because he knows I'm a good kid either ways. So like usually he gives like 40 and 50 hits and he was like, okay, I'm going to only give you 10. And bro, I took the first one. I was like, fuck. The second one, bro, I was like missing. And he was like, all right, you know the rules. And I was like, I know the rules. I have to do it back. But I was like, there's no way. You can call my dad. You can call the police. I'm not fucking putting my hands out there, bro. And then he was like, all right, you know what's the rules are. I thought if you miss it, and you don't put your hands up, okay, you get taken to the principal office. Apparently, if you miss it and you don't want to put your hands up, you get it on your body, you know? And that's why when I see
He did not
schools
know
here-
the rules.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, like he started fucking hitting me on my shoulders and my legs,
Damn.
and I'm like, okay, I need the police now, you know?
Damn, bro.
And when I came
He
here and
fucked you up for real.
when I tried to tell Omar, my brother,
That's
when we
his
came
first
here,
ass whooping, bro.
he was like 8 years old, and I was trying to tell him, like, the teacher, the maximum she's gonna do is call me,
Yeah.
and all I have to do is, Omar, can you please study? And I'm like, bro, I wish I can send you
know,
back
bro.
Egypt just to see how it is, bro. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, I feel like over there, like you're built to work hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I used to finish school at like I don't know, like 2 p.m. whatever, 2, 3, 1, something like that. And then I go home, study till 8, 9,
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
I'm like,
And that's the normal.
dog.
bro.
I'm like fucking 10 years
Yeah.
old. You know,
And that's
so,
the normal. And you see the kids
Yeah.
now here, they come here, they wanna come back and just sit on a computer on their phone all day. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys don't understand.
I feel like definitely like the generations are completely different. I feel like this is also one of the reasons like why I would consider us to be like very dangerous here. It's like
Oh yeah.
for us, like hard work is like default. For other people, they gotta try
Yeah,
to work
yeah,
hard.
yeah. I
You know
know.
what I mean?
Let me ask you a question, actually. In Bosnia, did you guys have like books outside the school that other companies create to like practice and stuff, or no?
Nah, bro. Everything was under communism, bro. So like they create the books and they give it to the schools, and that's all you got.
So
Yeah.
that only the school.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling? You got excited? You
What
want to
about
move?
you? No, what about you?
I don't know, bro.
Did you guys, like, create your
I
own
never
books?
really read that
No,
shit.
yeah.
so-
In every book, there is like at least 3 or 4 books from different companies outside that
No, I
they give
wouldn't
you
have
more
that.
questions about the subject on this book.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I used to finish the government book, and that's what pisses me off. Like I did my homework, Dad. I got A's.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, there's 3 different books that you need to do the homework for. And I'm like, but the teacher's not even gonna look at this. And he's like, yeah, those are for you to practice. You know what I
Damn.
mean? And that's what, yeah. So it's very, very popular. The one that I was
Yeah.
in me is like all of them, bro. It was a headache, bro. And these books are only created to give you hard problems. So the school problem sounds easy for you. You know what I mean? Like certain things that will never be on the test. It will never be on the test. And here's what Baba will be like, yeah, but if you finish this, the test will be easy for you. But I don't want this. It's okay. I can manage the test already right now, bro. It's crazy. But I thought other countries do it too, especially you guys. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I mean, maybe they did, but I didn't do that. So, I mean, I do feel like the school system has a big impact on like the teams and whatnot. But
Yeah.
like when presented with the problem of do you hire here or do you hire there, like I feel like before we used to lean a lot more to like hire here, and now I'm like, no, like I want to hire there. Like I want to
I
build
know.
the team there because
Yeah.
the results are going to be better for the clients here. And the team culture is completely different. I mean, we did build a pretty large team local at a
Yeah.
physical office,
Yeah.
and the energy was not the same. It was just not the same. I mean, we hired a new guy that started with us last week. He got to the office at 7 a.m. We got there at like 9. He was already like family with the rest of the team.
It was literally like they knew each other from school, bro.
Bro, it's weird.
It's crazy,
Crazy.
as hell.
You see those videos? I don't know if you guys see those. I will actually share those with you guys. In Egypt, it's very popular too. Like for example, like if one person, bro, I actually I'm gonna start testing this here. Actually, that would be a very great YouTube videos. Like I'm not even joking. Like I'm gonna start a challenge where I'm gonna start hitting up all my neighbors and just start making friends here and see if it's actually a culture problem and people are open to it or no. I think that would be
For
a great
what?
challenge.
What are you trying
It's
to
to
do?
try to actually like go to my neighbors, knock on their doors, and be like, "Hey, I just made you this, and I just want to make sure that we know each other. My name is Ra. What's your name?" So when I see them next time, I want to know who they are. I think that would be a great challenge to try to bring that culture of like people know each other and love each other here. I try to do that with my team all the time. Like I was just talking to one of my team members without mentioning names, and I was like, I want you to understand, I'm not like any other employer. Like I'm not trying to kick you out. I'm not trying to be your enemy. I'm not trying to give you 3 strikes and you're out. Once you enter this company, you're a family. You're allowed in my house. Come eat with me my food. Like we're family. We're here because you care about my company and you
Yeah.
provide for me value, and I want to provide value for you too. You know. And I was trying to explain to him, I'm not an American employer. I promise you. You can fuck up as many times as you want, and I will still keep you here as long as you actually did that by mistake, not because you're
Not as
reckless.
good.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, in Egypt, for example, like they have these videos. For example, I love these videos because when I show them someone here, they're always like, "No way, that this is probably made up," and blah blah blah. If there is one person, bro, like sitting right here, or 2 people sitting right here, and they're playing music and they're just having fun in the street, because usually we park on the street and just play some
Yeah.
music. The cars passing by, they don't know nothing about these people, but they just see some good time. They literally stop and they will park their car
love
and
it.
go outside and dance with them. We don't know each other, bro. And we have all those comments, like we always make fun of them. It's always like, it will say like girls. No, I'm not gonna wear this dress because my bestie wear it. And then you see guys, and they are just do not mind doing the same shit that their friends do
Yeah.
like all the time. You know. But anyways, those videos are so much fun.
Egypt is not for
me.
beginners, bro.
No, Egypt is not, bro. But it's so much fun, and I think it changes a lot of people's lives when they go there because they see a whole different area. Because again, these people are so poor, bro. There's nothing keeps them alive other than
Yeah.
these relationships and these laughs and these jokes, and that's what keeps them alive. But anyways, that's not related to this, but I love this topic.
I mean,
I
it
love
is
that you brought the
related.
schools too. Like that was amazing. But yeah, that's it's very normal. Like the ones that you guys just said, like you guys hired like a week ago, and he's like already a family because they don't have those like there is boundaries, but
Barriers, yeah.
everyone knows the boundaries. You don't need to set the boundaries.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I noticed here. Here you have to set the boundaries. Hey, you can't joke like that. Hey, you can't bring this joke. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
example, if you hire a female, like a fucking client will ask you, "Oh, is she single?" Like this is something that's given back home. You don't ask about these
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is true.
Here you have to set up this like, hey, I'm so sorry, I can't tell you this. It's her work, and I would rather you stay out of it. You know what I mean? Like it's weird that you have to talk about shit like that. You know, it should be a given. So I think like the boundaries there already set. Here you have to set those too
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's with clients though, like not with the team.
with the team too.
You think so?
Yeah, with the team
Yeah,
too.
we
With
had
the team
issues
too,
with the
bro.
team too.
Yeah, bro.
True.
With the team too, you have to tell them like, hey, that's work. You cannot have this. You cannot have that. It's there. You don't even talk about this shit.
Yeah.
Like it's popular. Like it's known. Like it's the tradition. You know.
I think that people that are not hiring overseas are like sleeping on so much value. Like, but also like not like hiring overseas just to hire overseas.
Yeah.
Like just going on Fiverr or like online jobs at PH or whatever, and
Yeah.
just like just doing that is like not the right move in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like you do have to like, and I know people maybe cannot afford this, but like genuinely one of the secrets is like fly there with someone from that country, set up in-person interviews, check out the area, see where you think the team would actually want to work,
Yeah.
and like building an office there. I know it might be like a couple $1,000s, but like it's significantly cheaper than fucking up and losing clients.
Yeah. And it's a good game on the long run, not in the short term. But I love it. I think it's amazing.
It takes an investment. It takes about like 6 months, maybe
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
But like, bro, think about it like a year. How
100%.
savage the team is.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It's like I think our like, I won't share the numbers. I was gonna say like how much we're paying, but it's the cost of like one really good employee here. Over there, we get like the employees, the office, and even though like I feel like they're maybe 50% there, and that's in 3 months, bro. In a year,
Especially
gonna
if
be
you're doing
crazy.
trainings. Especially if you're
Yeah.
doing trainings. Like you can't expect them to like just take the salary and just like do the job. Like they're not. It's not
Nah,
like
you
that.
gotta train them.
You gotta keep improving their skills and everything.
How often do you guys fire?
We try to fire as least as possible, but when we need to fire, we fire quickly. So that's like a little bit different. It's not about like how often do we fire. It's more about like I want to add people. I don't want to get rid of people.
Yeah.
So
but we don't fire that often.
yeah,
I think we fired maybe 2 people in the last 12 months.
yeah,
Yeah.
The other people like left because of like life and stuff like that.
yeah.
I think we maybe don't have 5 people that we had like a
Yeah.
year ago.
And we never like lost anyone that we needed, so it was like perfect.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's people that think that they are more important than they really are. So like it was fairly easy to replace and tweak
Yeah.
and optimize. And honestly, like every time like we had to replace someone, I feel like we replaced them with someone better. So it always
100%.
worked out to our favor. I mean, maybe we got lucky, but maybe that's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, that was it for today's podcast, guys. If you guys like it, make sure that you leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're not, and wait for the next podcast.
I can't even call your phone, your screenshot that, send it in a group. You're out here screaming, fuck me, but you know you wanna fuck me too. Yeah, ex-man got a little bread, but trust me, he can't afford this too. Before I interfere, I just wanna get this clear.
I don't get upset. I'd like a style, but you know what you